All right. I guess this is the first time you've seen this movie, right? For me, this
This
is
is the first time I've ever seen this movie.
a personal fan favorite. And yeah, actually, you know what? To this date, this movie still holds up for me personally. Big Trouble in Little China.
I thought it was Little Trouble in Big China.
There's a
So
Little
yeah,
Trouble in Big China for you.
yeah. Or better known as Mortal Kombat.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because the first time I seen Mortal Kombat, right, like Raiden, it immediately remind me of the Thor in this movie because they call him a Thunder God. There's
Well,
a
I don't. Yeah, they call it what? One guy's called Rain,
rain
Lightning, and
and lightning and thunder.
yeah,
Three separate, I guess,
could have been a
gods.
group. Could have been a group.
Because, but then to me,
Yeah,
like the
but that's the
thunder and
thing.
lightning is the same to me,
Well,
like
that's
in
the
this
thing. I
movie.
never. This is the first time I saw this movie, so I didn't know what to expect out of this movie.
Okay, what you
You
did?
know, I thought I was just gonna be like some white dude running around Chinatown trying to get a girlfriend back.
Oh, and then you realize he's just a sidekick, right? But he's the main character of the movie.
Well, he's the narrator, I guess. He's the viewer's character.
Yeah, because
Yeah. I was surprised. Well, I didn't know what was gonna happen. I didn't know it was gonna be like sci-fi. Well, I should have known as soon as I saw John Carpenter as the director. I was like, so what's this? And then it starts off, which the first scene they didn't really need. The first scene with the egg,
yeah,
and he's like talking in the lawyer's office. Like, why? Because nothing in the story pertained to him ever having to go to the lawyer's office. But I did read later on the studio wanted that scene in there.
oh really?
Yeah, the studio made them add that scene.
Because to me it didn't make any sense. But like because at the end it didn't
It
go
didn't
back
make
to
any
that
sense.
scene, right? Like
Exactly. It didn't make any sense. It never showed him get arrested or anything. It didn't make any sense. The studio wanted it. 20th Century Fox, because they know better, and we already know they don't. That's why they're owned by Disney now.
after 30
Apparently.
years, right? Almost
Yeah,
30
eventually,
years.
yeah, eventually they kind of got killed.
Just
But
because like
anyways,
okay, so I want to talk about the beginning since you brought it up. They talk about like how Jack is the hero, right? But like, isn't he just a sidekick throughout the movie? I
well,
didn't see anything that he did
he
majorly.
he is the hero in his own mind.
He's a hero in his own mind. Yeah, but Egg is
That's
telling
the
that story though.
yeah. Egg's telling the story,
So
but
I'm
yeah,
like,
he's
how
a
does he
hero.
seem like a hero to Egg?
Well, Egg never. Well, he was one of the heroes of the story.
Maybe because like he Jack is the one that accepted that whatever he saw. Like, okay, this stuff
Well,
is
really,
real.
really, Jack's not the hero. I mean, even Egg didn't think that Jack was the hero. Really, I mean, he was one of the guys that helped.
Hey, you
I
know
mean, he had to
what?
be there.
Jack is a really
Yeah,
good friend throughout this whole movie.
well, yeah, because most people would have been like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm out."
I'm not. I was gonna say that. I'm
I
not.
mean, well, especially like, I mean, come on, you start off, you go see your friend gambling, and the guy's like owes you a whole bunch of money, and then you're like, "Hey, come on, get in my truck. I'm gonna take you to the airport to get your girlfriend." Which actually, I would do that for you,
Oh yeah,
but
you can
and
like
I
just.
wouldn't tell your wife either. Oh
Oh, in
my.
the same situation. Okay. First of all, because when I was young, right, when they talk about like a green-eyed Chinese girl, I had to look that up. The lady who plays whatever her name is, right? She does
Yeah.
have green eyes.
Pepe.
She is Chinese. She was in she was in a Penthouse and Playboy.
Shanghai Nights.
Yeah.
Pepe.
You know what? This is actually kind of like Shanghai Nights to me. But
This was a lot of stuff because this movie was actually supposed to originally be a western.
oh, I read that too, like set in the 1880s,
Yeah,
and they
then
had to update
decided,
it to modernize it.
yeah. So it would have been Shanghai Nights. Well, it wouldn't have been Shanghai Nights.
Well,
It would have been
Shanghai
Shanghai
Noon.
Noon.
Or actually, maybe Shanghai Morning. This is Shanghai Morning, and then went to Shanghai Noon, and then Shanghai Nights. Okay, this is way
Or
before
this would have
Jackie
been
Chan.
a whole lot of trouble in Little Shanghai.
Yeah, this movie is like I was watching this, had never seen this, right? And she was like, "Why are you watching this? Isn't this one of those movie that back in the day that picks a really bad face for Chinese people?" And I'm watching this, I'm like, actually, no, I don't see that at all because a lot of these Chinese people in it, first of all, they were speaking a lot of Cantonese. It was great.
Yeah,
And
well, it's Chinatown in San Francisco.
yeah, so it's a lot of people speaking Cantonese, and it's not like one of those people that like they trying to get a Chinese actor, right? They kind of get passed by, like okay, maybe they get passed for Cantonese. A lot of white people is watching this. They're not gonna know what they say. Kind of like I don't know if you seen the Agents of Shield, right?
Yeah, I've seen Agents
So
of
the
Shield.
first season had this guy like with the fire fist or whatever.
Oh,
And
that wasn't the first season, was it?
I don't
Yeah, I guess that
remember
was the first season.
because I know I
Well, I
haven't
remember. I
finished.
do remember that character though.
But he speaks Cantonese, right? And when he opened his mouth to speak Cantonese, like, oh, this guy's really bad at speaking Cantonese.
I know that's so horrible because man, I got that too. You're
I'm
right.
so
Most of America didn't get it. Okay.
yeah, but
That's
on
the thing. I
this
said,
one, it
well,
was
that's
really
okay. I
good.
know there's a lot of people that when the stuff's not realistic, people get all mad, and maybe that's okay. But I'm like, to me, it's not offensive because I don't even understand what they're saying in the first place.
Right.
Especially they're not putting subtitles. So what do I care?
I noticed that a lot of times when they say these one-liners, right, it's not subtitled. And
Well,
I see that.
but you
it
do
don't
know
need
what
to
they
be.
mean.
Oh, I do know
Yeah,
what
you're
they
right.
mean. Yeah.
You know, because like when that guy gets mad, that guy's in the elevator and they're all knocked out, and he yells at them, and that guy's in Chinese or Cantonese. They get those people out. I'm like, yeah, I know what he means. Even if I was saying that, I would know. Go get them guys out of the elevator before you get the crap kicked out of you.
I like the weekday, the egg narrates, when he's driving his the bus, right, the tour bus, and
Yeah.
sometimes he would just add like a little one or two Chinese words in there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he would talk about San Francisco. Like, well, he said Gold Mountain. That's what like the
Yeah.
Canadian people refer to San Francisco as like a gold mountain of gold. I guess the more proper way to translate this.
When then
is
Chinese
that.
people get there and they're like, we should change the name.
And speaking of like them not translating the Chinese, right? When they show the title screen, they actually had like the Chinese words on there, and for me, like really best translated, right?
Well,
It's
for
kinda-
me, I knew what it meant too.
Oh, I'm so glad you did because I looked it up
Like
after.
a whole lot of trouble. Don't go here,
Yeah.
please.
No, after
So-
I loosely translated into like evil big battle in little godly town, right? So I'm like, no, that's not the correct translation. So I looked it up online.
Town, wasn't it?
Oh well, it's a spiritual state. So
spiritual state,
the actual translation, it would be evil spirits make big scene in little spiritual state. That's
Which they actually did.
yes, it did. So I was like
Jack
Burton.
He shows up. Yeah, he shows up, and all these evil spirits just show up, and they start making a big old scene.
I love this movie a lot.
That was a surprise though. I didn't know what to expect, but it's like it's normal, and you think it's going to be like a gang. I thought it was going to be like a gang-related movie, kind of like a bunch of thugs and mobsters. I thought that's what it's going to be. Chinese.
They had that
like,
though,
like tongs and all that crap. And then they're driving the truck down, and these guys come out. I'm like, oh, that's kind of silly. And then everything's all right. I was like, they're going to fight it out. Okay, cool. I'm fine. And then all of a sudden, Raiden comes down. I'm like, what is this crap? What am I watching now? And I was waiting for the words to appear. Fight across the screen.
flawless victory.
Yeah. So Raiden comes down, and then all of a sudden there's three Raidens, and then I'm like, so is this Mortal Kombat or is this Three Amigos? Because I can't tell.
Oh, because it's the Chinese, so it's not Three Amigos because they're Chinese, but it's like
So
the
how
three
would you say
Chinos.
the-
I don't know.
The three Chinos.
The three Chinos.
That's three Chinos. That's not a racial word.
So remember I have some notes here. Like we came a long way from being able to bring weapons to the airport. Like they all had guns and knives and stuff. Like dude.
No, well, they're
like,
just waiting the pickup side. That's what
so pickup. You can still bring weapons.
I don't know, but I'm sure you could. Who cares? So let me get back to that Chinese girl with green eyes. So she was in Playboy.
And Penthouse. You can see some pictures of her because I had to look her up to him, and that's what I found.
But she don't really have green eyes. That's the only thing now.
Actually, you know what? Before,
She does it. Neither
No.
of the
Yeah, I know.
women have green eyes. I want to point that out because
Well,
they're
do
all
it
looking
for the
for a
movie.
green-eyed woman.
But there's like Chinese people with blue eyes. It's just like a generic mutation thing.
Oh.
It's rare,
It's
but it
white
does
people.
happen.
It's white people with brown eyes. I guess.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right.
Like anybody can have any color eye. Okay.
And
It just,
it can, and it happens.
Yes.
So it just happens. These guys are looking for somebody with green eyes.
So remember that
That's fine.
scene where Kurt Russell talks to that lady for the first time in the
Grace?
airport? Yes, Grace or
Yeah.
Gracie, right?
Gracie,
When he's
I'm
talking
sorry,
about like
Gracie.
I don't want to talk to you, your attitude, right? And Jack said like, hey, let's talk about that. Just that little scene. You know what that reminds me of? The character in a modern day TV show is kind of modeled after Jack Burton, okay? And this character is from Young Sheldon.
Oh,
the,
really?
the kid who plays Sheldon's older brother Georgie talks kind of exactly like Jack Burton. The personality matches that. So
I want to point you out because when I was watching Jack Burton, you know who I thought of?
What?
John Wayne.
That too.
He acts just like John Wayne.
Yeah, like it's the
Cox
combination. Because the first time I watched Young Sheldon, like, this Georgie character, like I'm feeling him a lot, like, but I couldn't place him, right? Until I watched this movie again, like, oh my god, that's a young Georgie right there. I guess people who watch this movie, right, like, it's our age, so they're making these TV shows now. Like, hey, you know what would be really cool? We make Georgie, if we make him like a young Kurt Russell. Dude, it's fantastic. Like, cause the way that he flirts or whatever, his mannerism with ladies, right? I could see in Georgie, in young Sheldon.
Yeah. Well, the neat thing I also want to point out, since we've done so many shows, that this will be what, the third time that we see the main character.
Main character you refer to
Yeah,
as
Kurt Russell.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Kurt Russell. This is the third time we've seen Kurt Russell, because Kurt Russell was Ego,
Yes.
and then he was Snake.
That's why I'm wearing this shirt.
Yeah, it was Ego.
From
and
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Plissken. Okay, well, that's not why I was wearing this shirt, but it just I had it available, and I thought, well, we'll do that because there's nobody from Tony Stark, even though some of his characters could have been the Mandarin.
Yes, they can, but I
Lopan.
don't think so.
Yeah, every time I see Lopan,
Is he in something else? He looks familiar to me.
Lopan. Oh yeah.
Oh no,
You know who that
Lopan
was?
is James Hong.
Yeah, it's James Hong. He was
He's
even in the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, he's in the Big Bang Theory. He's the one who's arguing with Sheldon.
He's in a lot of stuff, and plus we saw him in The Shadow.
Yes.
He was in The Shadow. We did The Shadow,
And
then
one of the gang members was in Die Hard. You know, the Chinese guy.
Yeah, well, all those guys were, and then, of course we had Kim Cattrall, which was in Star Trek 6,
Oh, really?
The
Oh,
Undiscovered Country. Remember, she was the Vulcan. She was a traitor,
oh,
Valorous.
oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. That's my bad.
Oh, okay.
I should have looked up all these characters before when I'm watching the movie.
Yeah.
You know, the alley fight scene was 6 minutes long. Even
Yeah,
with the
It
gods
was a little
come.
long, but
It
but
was.
yeah, it was weird. But they had to run through all the stuff. I liked the movie. I enjoyed it.
Oh, I liked it a lot too. Well, obviously, I was able to watch it 2 times this week because this movie was fun. was my Fifth Element before Fifth Element.
Okay, it was kind of goofy. Some of the effects were goofy, especially when they go to the sewer system and that little monster jumps out.
Oh,
and they got the spy monster. I'm like, what is this?
It's like it's black magic, right? Or they call it dark magic. Which word did they use?
But every
Black
time I
magic.
hear about Lopan, I always want Lomaine. So I'm like, man, it's getting hungry.
Hey man,
hungry
this
on
is
this
kind of
one.
racist, mixing that together like Chinese because it's a Chinese movie. Well, first of all, I have to thank you for
This
letting.
was a Chinese movie, wasn't it?
I had to thank you
I'm a little
for
confused
on behalf of all the white people, right? Like for you, like letting us have a movie, but you guys are the main star in it. Even though like there's only 3 white people in the whole movie, like
Well,
the 2
that's the thing,
girls
though.
and
But that's the
Kurt
thing.
Russell.
They weren't really the main characters.
No, they weren't. It's hard to do
It's supposed to
something
be,
like that.
but it was just to show you that because they didn't make intentionally made the main character. He bumbles. He's a goofball. He's full of crap. He's just that friend. He's just that friend that travels around and comes into your town. And it'd be like me coming to visit you and just say, "Hey, I know everything."
Yes.
Tell you everything. And then after you I help you do whatever you got to do, like move into your new house, and I leave.
Yeah. And then, like,
On
for a
my
while,
way.
you forget that, like, Kurt Russell's like, hey, Jack's character is like, hey, I need my $2,200 or whatever the money was,
Yeah, and he gets his money. And I do
he
like the
gets his
scene
money.
where they go yell at him, "Hey, you gonna kiss the girl goodbye?" He goes, "No."
That's very Han Solo.
Well, because of course that wasn't goodbye.
All right, yeah, that was a goodbye, yep.
Because you don't want to leave the audience. You don't want the audience going, I wonder what.
Dude, this movie was so
They
good.
said there was a scene. They said there's a scene there's in I guess the DVD version we don't see at the very end because we saw the end. Remember the end? It shows a little monster.
The
thing
monster comes
crawling.
out. Yeah.
That was supposed to be in another scene where he drives the truck and they put it in, I guess, the DVD version or stuff. That's the one we didn't get, Blu-ray or so. Where those 3 punks in that car that stole the woman,
Yeah.
that stole his truck.
Yeah.
He sees them out near a dock and he hits their car and sends them flying off in the water.
Oh, no way.
So
That's got to be on YouTube then.
it's got to be somewhere. Need to find
Unreleased
it.
scene. That's funny. Hit the car.
Yeah, because he got rid of the Fast and Furious group.
Oh, that's funny.
You know the scene they're saying the scene where they're chasing, in the garage where they're chasing the cars.
Was that a Firebird?
They did it all in reverse.
Really?
because they didn't have any stunt actors, and you got to go slow it, and then they could just speed it up and play it forward.
Oh, and they play it forward, so it looks realistic.
Yeah, I think that was a Firebird, by the way. I couldn't
Yeah,
figure out
that
what
is
it
a
was.
Firebird, right? That's what I thought it was too. Yeah, I decided that was that a Firebird, and I couldn't figure it out. I knew I was going to ask you,
but I had to figure it out because I was like, okay, 3 Asian guys in a car. What could it be?
It's a Firebird, man.
American. I thought, well, nah, maybe it's something else.
You know, when we watched Escape from New York, right? I told you my favorite video game of all time is still Metal Gear Solid, and then the Snake character is modeled after Kurt Russell's Snake in Escape from New York, and in this movie, there's another thing that was modeled after Kurt Russell. It's the remember what Wang was holding his own friend hostage to get them open the gate for the prison cells, and Jack was on the bottom, like holding against the rail, going across on the bottom. That's in Metal Gear Solid 2. But the way that he did it with the knife in the mouth and everything, like, oh my god. The Hideo Kojima, the guy who created Metal Gear Solid, dude, I guess he loved Kurt Russell, but who doesn't love Kurt Russell?
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
I mean, especially Goldie Hawn, but I mean, the only person I could think that doesn't like Kurt Russell, Star-Lord. Star-Lord. Yeah, just Star-Lord. And maybe the rest of the galaxy. Yeah, maybe the rest of the galaxy. Yeah, Rocket probably doesn't like Kurt Russell.
And Yandu, that's why I stopped working for him. I mean, but Kurt Russell is so great.
He's
a giant goofball. I think the most goofball scene is besides he was trying to get the hooker, right? In the part, like, what did he say? I put like, Henry Swanson's my name and excitement's my game.
Well, the goofiest part to me was where he shoots a roof and the Bronx.
I was going to say that.
What was up with that?
So when I was a kid, I probably watched the TV edited version, right? When I saw that, dude, that stayed in my head forever. I love the part where he shoots the ceiling and the rocks hit him and knocks himself out.
But he did have a redeeming deal, but where he throws a knife, Lopan catches it, and then throws it back. He catches it, throws it right through his head. And he's like, and people are like, well, he's got to be a hero now because he killed the main villain.
He killed the main villain,
it was all luck. It was all luck. Right. I mean, he kind of walked away and acted like, I thought
his favorite line from this movie is all in the reflexes.
Yeah, it's always.
He said it quite a few
times. He said, especially you remember when his friend was going to cut the bottle at the beginning.
Oh yeah,
and he cuts it, and he catches it. Yeah, and he goes, like I told you, man, it's all in the
reflexes.
But they asked Jackie Chan to play that character.
No.
Wang Chi, was it Wang?
Wang, yeah. Well, his name is
Chu?
Wang. Is it?
Well, it was Dennis Dunn is his real name.
Yeah, Dennis Dunn. Wang Chi, yeah.
Yeah, Wang Chi.
Jack's best friend and restaurant owner.
Which is actually the main character, by the way.
Oh, I agree. Like, he should be the main.
Well, he was the center of the story. He's what kicks it off. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's like.
I mean, I guess you both of them. We're going. I mean, a lot of people say, sidekicks. I don't think anybody's really anybody's sidekick or the heroes. I mean, they're just good friends trying to do a deal.
Yeah, it's kind of like
one was straight on and knew what he was doing. The other one didn't.
It's like the buddy cop movie chemistry, right?
Yeah, it's basically the buddy cop.
It's kind of like when you say Lethal Weapon, who's the main character? Is it Murtaugh or Riggs? I'm like, I don't know. I guess Mel Gibson because he's a white one. You guys are the main character.
Because he's the most famous. Yeah, but everybody likes Danny Glover too.
No, I like Danny Glover. I love Danny Glover.
Because he's the most sane one.
We are his age in that movie now. 40 something.
Whatever. Don't do that.
What? Hey, I gotta tell you, I got glasses this week, man.
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw that? Like, I should be wearing these right now, but I'm not working with stuff. So it's
working with me.
I mean, data, with Excel.
Whatever. You don't have to make. Yeah, you're not reading the newspaper.
To me, I'm just watching a video across my screen.
Reading the comic books. That's whatever. Yeah, you can't even see me.
Eventually, hey, you know what? Do you have bifocals yet?
No.
Oh yeah. Eventually, I probably have to need bifocals. That's what the doctor tells me. But we'll see what happens.
All old people have to have bifocals. That's what makes you old. But
I can't read this too close to me. Push it back a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you know what I say? Don't read it.
You know why I like in this movie? Like, we make fun of a lot of the cheesy '80s movies, right?
Yeah.
But Kurt Russell's character, he actually pointed like, "Come on, are you really buying this stuff? 2,000 years and you can't find a board to fit that bill." And I was like, this is what we would think now, but he actually says it like, come on. There's so many times you can find a green eye chick. Like, what's up?
Well, it was like characters were aware of the situation. It was kind of messed up.
Well, was a lot of people were like,
But even though the Chinese people were like, yeah, this happens all the time.
well, because in the beginning I thought he was specifically looking for a Chinese lady with green eyes, but then he found a white girl with green eyes, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I'll just marry them both. Why the hell not, right?
I mean, well, she was there. I mean, if I was that guy and I was like, hey, I got this girl with green eyes, and all of a sudden this other chick pops up, I don't care
Also
what
has
color
green
she
eyes.
is. I'd be like, we're down.
That's what I'm saying, man. Chinese
Especially since you got to kill one of them. I mean, because that's the thing. He was going to marry her, and then before he got anything out of her, he was going to kill her. But he's like, oh, I got two of them, so I can kill one and keep the other.
Oh,
that's the way it works.
I noticed this movie was rated PG-13. I thought it was rated R for some reason.
Oh, really? I thought it was rated PG because it's just so goofy.
It's very goofy. I mean, like, they have gunshots. But it's very Dick Tracy-ish.
Oh, the gunshots the gunshots didn't even match most of the guns. The sound of especially that little pistol that Kurt Russell was here. I was like, that's a 9mm. That's not enough.
Hey, you know what? It's just what they can afford at that time. I can't imagine this is a big budget movie, right?
No.
What? This did horrible.
It did. It bombed. This movie bombed. Because 20th Century Fox didn't market it correctly.
Oh.
And didn't Aliens come out around this time?
No, Aliens came out. Oh, that's a good point.
This is 86.
Yeah, 86. So the budget was 19 to 25 million. It only made 11 million at the box office.
Oh, well, I'm sure they made their money back now because everybody knows this movie.
Yeah, everybody. I almost bought that shirt.
Even though I watched it the first time. You should have bought that shirt.
I almost bought a couple of them, like the Pork Chop Express and the one that looked like an 8-bit, but it shows like the Thunder God, the Rain God, and the Lightning God. I was like, oh, I really like that shirt.
Well, you knew the shirt he was wearing in the movie, though.
Oh, I tried to buy that too, dude. It takes a while to ship here, so it's probably not something they have in the warehouse. Yeah, that.
So what was that shirt he was wearing? Was that shirt Japanese? The shirt looked Japanese.
Let me see the picture.
Is it Chinese or Japanese?
I have no idea what he's wearing.
Okay, because it had a big old sun on it and stuff.
But I wanted to buy that too. I was like, oh, it won't get in time for me to do this show. I will look wearing that shirt.
But in a way, we could also say this is it, because you like it how you pointed out he's like Han Solo.
Yes.
Because his truck, in a way, was like the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, interesting. Elaborate.
Because why? You don't get it? I mean, everybody gets it. It's the thing he was looking for. Yeah, it was like his spaceship. I mean, it's what gets him there, and he gets there, and he loses it, and then everybody gets it at the end, and he busts them out with it. Everybody's in that truck. It's kind of like Princess Leia was in the truck, but she had green eyes, and then you had Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then you had
Obi-Wan Kenobi's egg.
Yeah, it's egg. You had Luke Skywalker.
Is that Wang? Yeah.
Wang. Yeah.
Who's Chewie? There's no really Chewie, huh?
There was no Chewie, but I mean, there was 2 Princess Leias in there. So
what, the reporter?
Oh yeah, there's 3 Princess Leias in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
But her part was not too big though.
She fell in love with that other dude.
Yeah. I can't believe like this a movie like this. Well, this movie bombed. I thought it was because it was like really Asian driven. Well, I can't say Asian, Chinese driven.
No, I don't think anybody would have cared.
You don't think so?
Why?
I have no idea. I don't know
Kurt Russell in it.
It
was driven by Kurt Russell.
Well, Kurt Russell, but there's a whole bunch of Chinese people too. Remember what I said?
So,
if I was going back in time, right?
Yeah,
nothing before 1990. This is 86. Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Rush Hour didn't come out until like 98. All right.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. What?
Whatever. I mean, come on. If it was that bad, there wouldn't be a Chinatown and.
Oh, you know what? There's a lot of Chinese people everywhere, all right?
Yeah, there is. That's what I'm saying. So what's the deal?
I had never heard of a place called like Koreatown.
I never heard of a place called Korea. I never heard of a place called any of these towns, but I know where Chinatown is. Everybody knows where Chinatown.
There's always like a Chinatown somewhere. Like, hey, where's the Chinatown?
Yeah, where's the Chinatown?
Well, except for New York, that's Little Italy.
Yeah, so I'm sure there's a little Ireland too, but
a little Ireland.
I can say that.
I'm like, it's really weird. I just rolls off the tongue really well. Little Italy, and then Chinatown.
Yeah, and Irish Town.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's I'm sure there's a Germantown too. So
Oh, Germantown. Okay. It just I
there ain't
never
no
come across
Germantown.
like
Most
it
everybody's
just
German
I
anyways.
never came across any of these places.
Well, that's because you don't need to get out more.
Yeah,
You know.
Germantown, Irish town. You know what they're called? It's called America.
Well, you know what Chinatown's called? It's called America too.
I wouldn't say that. How it's only we're
Now,
only
come
like
on. What's the big one of the biggest
12%.
tour? What's the biggest tourist attraction probably in San Francisco other than Alcatraz and all that? Chinatown.
In San Francisco, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it's
Everybody,
Pier
and then,
29.
well, so what? You won't get bird crap on you in Chinatown. You can eat the birds.
Well, I've been in Chinatown, San Francisco. It's a pretty nice place, you know. I'm not used to so many
Okay.
Chinese people because my whole life
Nobody
been
is.
around white people.
Nobody is. Chinese people go there. Yeah, obviously Chinese people go there. Oh my God, there's too many Chinese people here.
You know, I wrote this down, right, and I wanted to ask you about that. You know, when he mentioned, when Henry Swanson's character mentioned the green-eyed girl, right? You know, I guess the madam,
Yeah,
was running to that.
the white tiger.
Yeah, the white tiger was running toward the secret wall, but then it stands out so much because it's the only wall that had an indentation with a sliding door, right? And every time I see a sliding door technology in the 80s, I'm thinking like, is this something that rich people have? Because the sliding door is moving really fast, right? I didn't even know they have mechanics that can make that sliding door so fast. I thought back in that time, if you have a sliding door, right, it's gonna be like, but it moved kind of fast. So I was gonna ask you, like, are you familiar with any sliding door technology in America in the 80s, or were you not like around?
I am with the one in '60s. Yeah, it's called Star Trek. Turbo lift
No,
doors.
a wheel door, a wheel one, like in real life. I'm asking about real life.
So you're saying Star Trek's not real?
In the 60s? Were you in the 60s though?
No, it wasn't.
So that's why I
How
was
would I
asking
know?
you.
Why are you asking me?
Because I like when I see these sliding doors, right? Is it
Okay,
exclusively for the rich?
How would I know? I'm not rich. So you're asking. I'm not
Oh,
asking the
no,
wrong
no, no. So
guy.
you agree it's only for the rich? I'm asking if you've seen any
Oh,
sliding doors.
I don't think anybody's got sliding doors. It's a movie. You know, there's guys back behind the stage. I'm sure they were Chinese that pulled them doors open.
Oh, so it's the guy just pulling the door off the screen. It's like a
Yep,
sliding door.
that's
Okay,
that's how it
that's
works.
the one I want to clarify because
I've never seen any secret slicing doors.
not like an
Usually,
automatic one,
the
right?
only in real life, anytime I've seen a secret door anywhere, even in museums or anywhere that they're showing a secret door, you hit something and it just pops the door loose and it swings open.
Oh, hinges, right? Yeah,
the
yeah,
way
yeah.
yeah,
But
because
nothing like
the way
sliding.
I've never seen anything slide because there's no mechanism that's going to make anything slide.
I have not seen anything slide that's not manual.
Yeah, I've never seen anything slide. The only thing that slides is in movies
Yeah, that's what I was figuring.
because
Okay,
there's
good.
a stagehand pulling it back and pushing it forward.
Oh,
So,
okay. That's
so
why
it's
so
exactly like
fast.
the turbo lift doors on Star Trek. Yeah.
So it's perfect. You know, the other
Yeah.
goofy scene I like that Jack did was
So
when
even rich people don't have it. Okay.
so the other goofy scene that I like is the the wheelchair when Kurt Russell
Oh,
was
the wheelchair.
rolling
Yeah.
backwards.
Everyone is back and always falls into that little deal.
I was like, why is that rolling backwards so perfectly? I thought after a few feet, right? You know, I guess the force, right, would probably
Maybe
tip you over.
maybe that's modern. Maybe that's modern wheelchairs.
Oh, you think so? I could tell
Yeah,
actually
it's a
that
classic.
shot is not curving down there. It's actually like it's a straight hallway. They just shot it in a way where it looks like it's spinning backwards.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I would believe that.
yeah. And I like how, like, was it lightning? Which one is the one that holds the lightning and can travel like it at like an elevator? Is it the lightning one or the thunder one? Which one is who? Do you
I don't
know?
I don't
Because
know.
that's the guy at the end right after they killed Lopan and that the
Yeah,
other
the last guy was
guy-
the lightning guy. Yeah,
The
last,
lightning
the very
god, right?
last one was lightning. Yeah, he's the one that had the Buddha fall on his face.
Yes, with when Ike just threw that Buddha on his face.
Yeah, well, he made the Buddha break and fall on his face. Yeah,
I was like, and then I don't even understand how that thunder guy just blew up like an air bubble, like an air balloon, right?
I don't know why he did that. He just got so mad because every time he got mad, you could always see him just kind of.
Oh, he buffs up.
Maybe he was the thunder.
Oh, I think he was the thunder.
Yeah,
Because
he
there was a
just-
scene where like Lopan was telling them to like, you know, he actually said thunder god in Chinese.
Okay,
So when he
well,
said that in Chinese, I mean like, you mean like Thor?
well, he was kind of like he constipated, but yeah, he just got like so thundered up and constipated, he just blew his head up.
Oh, and I forgot of the scene in the alley, right? Remember they each brought their weapons. One of them looked like back scratchers. The
Yeah,
lightning
that
guy looked like back
that was the
scratchers.
lightning guy. His back scratchers.
I was
It's
like,
like,
what the heck is that? Is that
but I
like a
did think
metal
those.
rod with a
I didn't think
hand?
those guys. I did think those hats were cool though.
Oh, did you like those straw hats?
Yeah, I thought those were awesome.
But like they cover most of the face, you know. It's like
Yeah, I know.
dark helmet.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this did actually remind me of Spaceballs a little too.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, a
Because the
little bit
goofiness.
because it's kind of corny. Yeah, corniness reminds me, and plus the big giant hats.
So Kurt Russell's the only character that brings all the goofiness, right? No other character.
Well, no, not really. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, Ike bought that drink that everybody just drank willingly. Like,
Yeah, I
don't
like
know what's
that.
in
He
it.
goes, I like it when they go, "You gonna drink this?" He goes, "What's in it? It doesn't matter."
Yeah, does it matter? Nope. Okay, sounds good
Yep,
to me.
okay. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me.
I like, yeah, especially after they're like, "What's in it?" You know, it make you see things that you can't see, and make you do things that you didn't you can do. And then when they're in the elevator waiting, like, I feel
I
better
feel pretty
already.
good. Yeah, I like it. They're
I feel
both looking
pretty
at
good
each other.
too.
Yeah, then they look at the other guy and he gives him the same.
Yeah,
He
the
goes like, "What's he?
same signal,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. What is he doing there? I forgot what he
I
did. He
was
like
like-
did the one or something."
I was like, "Well, this is a really long elevator ride, but it's so funny."
Well, that's the whole point of the elevator ride. Because all movies, there's always an elevator ride, and everybody just kind of looks at each other.
That's right. They did that in Wolverine or
They
X-Men.
do that in a
Origins.
lot of movies. They
They were
do it
just
in a lot of
standing there.
movies. Yeah, I mean, even in Captain America, they do it.
Oh,
And then he
in,
beats
the
the
Winter
crap out of
Soldier,
everybody. Yeah, he beats the crap out of
That
everybody.
was a
Everybody's
cool
just kind of,
scene though. It, like, before we do this, is there anybody that want to get out?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love those long elevator rides. Like,
That's what you should do. You get on the elevator. I have bad gas. Is there anything that anybody wants to get out?
Before I let it go, does anybody want to get out?
Yeah. Before we start moving, you want to.
Oh, that's funny. Yes. Ah.
No, this was funny. This was a funny movie, though. I like the way it played out.
I love the way it played out. I mean, like the other.
I mean,
Russell,
it really wasn't. Yeah, because it wasn't making anybody fun of anybody, really.
No, I didn't see that at all because you know what? A lot of the Chinese people spoke with like a really good, decent American accent. Like, you know,
And they should though. That's
Yeah.
the problem. They should have, because I told you they wanted to get Jackie Chan to play that main character.
well, I gotta read about that.
Yeah, they wanted Jackie Chan to play Wang.
Yeah.
But then they found Dennis Dunn because they saw him. Actually, to be honest with you, I think Dennis Dunn would work better because it's San Francisco. He's gonna speak English.
Yes. They had
Jackie
that.
Chan at the time couldn't speak English very well.
No, not at that time.
I mean, and
Actually,
that's
even
the thing.
in Rush Hour, he wasn't even.
No,
speaking
yeah,
that
it was
well.
it was Jackie Chan. Yeah, Jackie Chan. I was pretty sure it was Jackie Chan. That's who they wanted. Well,
I
the
think
studio
it was at
wanted.
the same time they were trying to bring Jackie Chan over there in the 80s.
Yeah, well, the studio wanted him. The director didn't want him.
Oh,
He's like,
John
no,
Carpenter?
yeah, because he's like, these are Americans, dude. This is San Francisco. This ain't China.
Well, which is good. You know, I still like this. I mean, like, besides this movie, I had never seen him in
He
another
did-
movie, right?
Yeah, he never really made it big. That's the only problem.
I
Which
thought it
is a
was
shame.
because it's a really, well, even at that time, it's a really white
Yeah.
driven, right?
What else? Well, what else would he have been in? You're right.
Yeah,
'Cause
what
a lot
else
of
would
these
have
guys-
been in?
Because a lot of these people haven't been in anything else. I mean, the only other
Oh.
person we know is James.
He was
Is
in,
James Hong?
he
Because
was
James
in Grace
Hong's
Under Fire, that sitcom.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I'm sure he is, but no, there wasn't any more big movies.
But no big movies. Hold on, let's see. Year of the Dragon, The Last Emperor, which is another Chinese-driven movie. Venus Rising.
you know,
Of course,
another
of course.
thing we could say is like a Flying Dragon, Hidden Crouching Dragon, and Super Tiger, and all that. You know,
You mean Hidden Dragon, Hydrogen Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
even
You got
stumbled.
me mixed because you were like,
No.
you got me messed up. Like, what? First, when you mentioned it, like, I didn't know what you were talking about. Like, oh, you're talking about Hydrogen Tiger, Hidden Dragon. But you know what?
Yeah.
That is that movie's made in China though, so like they
Okay.
probably wouldn't even know about Dennis Dung or whatever his name is. Oh, I
No,
got
I'm
it
just,
right. Dennis
I'm just
Dung.
saying. No, I'm just saying though. They have all the moves because remember they want to make all the crazy flying moves. Remember when they're fighting? He's fighting. Wong is fighting.
The Rain God. Yes.
Wang, yeah, when Wang's fighting that dude and he's just flying around over and over and over again.
Yes.
They're fighting while they're flying. I'm like, what?
You know, the other move that Rang did was when he run upside down in that little curve thing, that old entry, right? I thought that was pretty
Yeah.
cool. Unnecessary, but very cool.
Yeah, well, it's all about looking cool when you're doing kung fu fighting, you know. Which that song never popped out. I thought
Yeah, see,
everybody
that song never popped out either. They popped out in Stupid Beverly Hills Ninja, but then it was a
Oh.
white guy playing the ninja.
Well, yeah, that's how it works, though.
I thought it was
So,
weird that Kurt Russell's character's named Jack Burton, right? And who was it? Oh no, that's her real name. Kate Burton plays Margot, the reporter. Chen. I want to see look at Victor wrong. Like I know I recognize him in something else. In
Gremlins,
in
Gremlins. Is he in Gremlins?
oh yes,
Or
that's
what?
what it
No, I'm
was,
just
right?
saying. Was he in Gremlins? I don't know.
It's gotta be. What year was Scramblins?
I
Oh,
don't
it was
know.
Three Ninja. I seen Three
Okay,
Ninjas. Yeah, it's
he
Three
was in the
Ninja.
Golden Child,
I think I only seen the Golden Child one time. It's Eddie Murphy.
but he wasn't in. He wasn't in Gremlins.
He wasn't in Gremlins. He was in Three
No,
Ninjas. It was what Three Ninjas. What I remember him from.
he was
He
in
was
the
their
Last Emperor
grandfather.
too.
Yeah, a lot of Chinese people were. You know, it's the last emperor.
You sound a little disappointed about that. It's like, let's see, let's get more Chinese people in the movies. Oh yeah, they're all in that. I don't care.
Come on. Besides this one, what is another Chinese movie that's filled with like a lot of Chinese people?
Chinese movies
No, no, no. In America, what's another one like this?
like this? I don't
Yeah,
know. I've seen
before
another movie
Rush Hour
like
came along.
Right, even Rush Hour.
Oh, I know.
What?
Wait, hold on. Rush Hour came before like Chow Yun Fat came over with the
Shanghai
with
Noon,
well Shanghai Noon was after Rush Hour.
and it didn't have a lot of Chinese people. There wasn't another movie where
No,
it's mainly Chinese with a white dude in it.
no,
I
just
mean,
one
Great
character.
Wall.
No, that's a lot later.
Oh, you're man way back then. You're. I mean, you can't
Oh, in the
put a
80s,
year
yeah.
on it. There's none.
Yeah. So why would like that's why I
Unless
act
it was
like
like
that, you know?
unless it was one of the Muppet movies or something, and all the
That's
Chinese people were
it's
kind
because
in
the
the
trend
Muppets or something.
it's because the trend of this, right? I can't believe Shang-Chi was a real movie.
But you can't blame them about that because I mean, then you'll be like, so what was the movie? Was all these Hispanic people, or a movie was all these other people?
El Mariachi.
Yeah, that was in the '80s.
Oh, in the 80s?
You said the '80s.
Oh,
You
I'm
can't
gonna
change it.
find
Yeah,
one. But you know
you're the
what?
one
I
that said
wouldn't
it.
know because I'm not Hispanic.
Well, I know.
I
Well, I
only
wouldn't know
asked you
either.
because you're white and you've been here all your life. I haven't been in
Well,
this country all my
but
life.
let me put it this way: if I'm
Most of my
white, why
life.
would if I was white, why would I know what was a movie with all the Chinese people in
So
it?
is that why you never watched
That's
this
what you
movie?
said.
Even though it's PG-13?
You know, just never came around.
Never came out. You seen another Kurt Russell's movie during this time?
No, actually, I didn't. Like you said, I escaped from New York.
Yeah.
Last time we watched it, that was the first time I saw
But
that.
that was rated R though, so that's why you couldn't see that when you were
Yeah, I
young.
couldn't saw it anyways.
Would
But
you be able to
why would
see
I?
this PG-13? Because you weren't 13 by this time this movie came out.
I probably would have saw it. I know I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because I mean, come on, I almost couldn't see Red Dawn.
That's very true, yeah. Red Dawn was
I was lucky to see.
PG-13.
I was lucky to see Ghostbusters, dude.
Oh,
I wish I would have
no,
pointed out there is a
that's
connection.
PG.
There's a yeah, but hey, head ghost it was scary.
What do you mean there's a
I
connection?
didn't get to watch. I didn't get to watch Raiders of the Lost Ark, dude.
Oh, speaking of which, the new Indiana Jones trailer came out.
Yeah, well, I still don't care.
Ah, okay.
They destroyed it. They ruined it almost.
You think
I'll wait
so?
till it comes out. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll get back on the India, get back into that. But right
You know,
now,
a
I'm
lot
like,
of trailers came out. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer came out too.
which by the way, I watched the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas
Holiday
special.
What'd you think of it?
Yeah, it's like you really didn't need to do that.
Oh, was it better
I
than
mean,
the
it's
Star
okay.
Wars one? I thought it was great.
Oh
I thought it was
yes,
cute.
it's better than Star
okay.
Wars. Oh
Okay.
no, the Star Wars. No way.
Oh,
I couldn't
okay.
even finish the Star Wars one.
Oh,
I finished
okay.
the Guardians of the Galaxy one. I mean, I had Guardians of the Galaxy. It was okay. It's just didn't really need it.
Oh,
I mean,
liked
it's
it.
a little bit of singing. Oh yeah, okay. Well, I'm not super Christmassy, but it's okay.
Super Christmassy.
That was all right. I mean, it's just kind of.
Before we go on, right? I like to point
I
out.
did want to put out my. I did want to
Okay.
put out my Ghostbusters connection.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Because
go
remember
ahead.
when he goes to Egg's shop? There's a shop where Egg lives.
Yes.
He's getting all his potions and stuff out. That was the Ghostbusters, the interior of the Ghostbusters headquarters.
No. You saying it's the fire station?
Yeah, it was inside of the fire station.
Oh,
You got to remember they didn't really use the fire station.
yeah, the part with Dan
There's
Aykroyd
exterior.
answers the
Well,
phone.
yeah, because you got to think. Because you got to think that. Well, no, when they show the car, they pull the car in. Remember the
Yeah.
way the walls were and everything. Back there is the little cubicle where
Behind Jane's desk.
yeah, behind
Yes.
Jay's desk. All that, the whole area. It shows the whole area all the way to the front doors. That was the Ghostbuster headquarters. It looks like it.
Wait, Ghostbuster was Sony or Columbia Pictures, right?
Yeah,
No,
but
Fox.
but it was just a set. I
It was
mean, they
just a set,
went
yeah.
somewhere. It wasn't really a set. They went somewhere and filmed it. They filmed it inside of a fire station, but it's not the fire station you see on the exterior.
Oh.
You gotta remember, Ghostbusters is two sets. Ghostbusters, there's the exterior, and then they got the interior.
Yeah, interior. That's not the
Exterior is filmed somewhere in New York, but the interior is filmed in Los Angeles. I mean, around Los Angeles area,
Oh.
California.
How did you notice that? I didn't notice.
I
I
also
didn't pick that
saw. I
up.
also saw. Well, I thought it looked familiar, but then I saw it written on the deal.
Oh, okay.
Because it doesn't look like when they cleaned it up. It looks like it does when they drive the car in. The busted down Ghostbuster
That's
Ectomobile.
right.
The way the
Yes.
set looks, it looks just like it.
Oh, that's
It's just lots
interesting.
of garbage and all the eggs crafts all in
So
there.
just so just studios renting the space out so they can shoot something
Yeah,
in it.
I'm sure they owned it, or it was a
Yeah.
brand down place, and people probably used it in several different movies.
Oh, that's interesting.
But I thought, oh, that's cool, because Ghostbusters came out 2 years before this.
85, 84. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was 84, and this is 80. What did I tell you?
86.
This is 86. Yeah.
That's 86. Because I remember the trailer for
Well, this is the funny
Ghostbusters in
thing.
Hong
Like you
Kong.
said, you asked me why I didn't watch it, but I don't ever really remember this coming out. And if it did, it doesn't
Oh,
seem like
so
at that age.
it goes
At
back
that
to
age,
you said the marketing thing.
yeah. Well, also, yeah, and at my age, I probably wouldn't have wanted to watch it. I've been like,
It's
it's got
lame.
Kurt Russell in. Well, it had Kurt Russell because to me, Kurt Russell, the only Kurt Russell movie I saw back in the 80s
Hmm.
was Overboard.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
it was a good movie, by the way, but I'm like, do I really watch a love
Me and Heather
movie?
watched a remake of that.
I eventually saw Tango and Cash, which was good.
I haven't seen Tango and Cash. It's probably
That
one of the few Sylvester Stallone movies I have not watched.
Yeah, but from those movies that I'm watching, from those,
Oh,
let me put it
so
this way, I wouldn't have watched this movie because of the main actor. I would have been like,
but if you watch Escape from New York, that would be different.
yeah, if I would have
Yeah,
watched Escape from New York and then in this, I probably would have. And I knew John Carpenter films
yeah, John Carpenter
then.
films. Yeah.
I didn't know John Carpenter films. I probably would have been like, yeah, this would be something. But like I said, I went into this thinking this. I didn't think this was kind of a sci-fi type.
You know what? Now that I think about it, like from what you said based on your experience, right? Now my experience is like as a little kid, like, oh, there's a lot of Chinese people in this movie. And I think that's maybe one of the reasons why I watched it. Like, because my cousins watched this movie,
Yeah, it
at
probably
home.
well, it's got China in the title, but at
Yeah.
that time, what do I know about China?
Shoot, at that time, what do I know about China?
Exactly. Yeah, a little. But did you got to think though? But I can't think it was because China, because China's a lot of Chinese people in a way. Because you got to remember Goonies. Yeah, the Chinese fella, where I
Just
think
for
it's
some
actually
one kid.
Japanese. Hey,
Oh, he's Chinese.
take what you can get.
He
All
speaks
right.
Chinese too.
And then
Oh, wait,
you
wait,
had
before you go on.
Temple of Doom.
Before you
Temple of
go on,
Doom.
I want to talk about that kid. He's in a movie recently with Michelle Yeoh. You would probably like this.
Okay.
It's called Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay,
It's
that's a
about
big title.
multiverse.
Okay.
It's very interesting. I have it, so if you go on my the Amazon thing, look for that movie. It is very good, man. Just like when I told you Dread was good, this is on that level.
Okay.
Yeah, but like, go ahead, go on about the Goonies thing.
And then you had Temple of Doom, Chinese kid.
Yeah, but I only like Indiana Jones before.
Okay. You
But
put a
like,
Chinese kid in Indiana Jones, so just get over it. Get on it.
actually, you know what? Was it Temple of Doom there? Who was in Hong Kong? Yeah, he was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it? No, I thought that was Shanghai.
Oh, Shanghai. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Because
Shanghai.
the
Because nobody went to Hong Kong.
the beginning of that movie, right? It was a Hong Kong actor was in that movie. In the
Okay.
beginning in Shanghai, I was like, oh, that's when I was like, oh, this guy is in it.
Yeah. Well, so there you go.
That's
You're
pretty cool.
welcome.
Oh, thank you. See, I'm saying thank you again. Hey, thank you for letting us be in a big movie with Kurt Russell, and thank you for having an actor in another Indiana Jones,
Well,
another
it is,
white-driven movie.
it is America.
Thank you. Yes, it is America. You're correct about that.
I mean, it'd be kind of funny if we just had all Chinese
That's
films.
why we had
Then
trouble. Like,
we would be China.
So that Chinese kid did pretty good for himself, right? He was in Goonies, he was in Indiana Jones, and then that
he
was
didn't
it.
really have anybody competing against him either. I don't
Yeah, he
think.
probably doesn't.
I
mean, like, who?
Come on, we know. Come on, man, you made a film with Asian people in it. And remember how hard it was for y'all to find somebody?
Yeah, we have to fly the actor and the actress from another state.
Yeah, because the other people that we wanted to pick from didn't look
how the director wanted to look.
Didn't look Chinese. Like, I kind of remember you just had, oh, this
Oh,
person's not Chinese enough. This person, oh, I'm
it's
like,
not. It's
dude,
not that we had one person that was really good, right? But he wasn't Chinese.
I know. And
We
he
also have
could have,
another
and
girl
nobody would
wasn't
have,
Chinese.
other than your mom, nobody would have known.
See, I think that's the reason why it bothers me and Jay, who's a director that is a
Yeah,
delivery, right? It's like because we
yeah.
know like that's what bothers us
He's
now.
too Korean. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's too Korean
it's
looking.
bothered us now. Like, hey, why is this person playing a Chinese dude when he's Korean?
Yeah, well, it was picky though. Y'all are so picky. It's like, okay, we got a Vietnamese guy. He's got to be a Vietnamese guy. I'm like, why can't he just act like he's Vietnamese?
That would be kind of racist, right? It's kind of like, why can't you act like a black person,
I don't know. Can't.
right? Well, how is that?
Well, I got that. Oh,
It's
I guess
because it's
that's
an
different.
Asian
Well,
thing.
no, that's not it. Look this way. It'd be like you're telling me, oh, you can't pretend you're a German actor, or you can't pretend you're an English actor,
No, oh, what
right?
the see exactly. So the white
Right?
people can do it though. You know what I mean?
No, you
It's like,
sure?
no, it's like
Eventually, we probably won't be able to.
I
Because I mean,
did. I did point this
what's the
out.
difference between a Chinese person and a Vietnamese person? Are y'all two different races?
Yes.
No, you're not.
Yeah, we
Two
are.
different nationalities.
Oh no, I would
Well,
consider us
okay,
two
let
different
me
races.
put it this way: if you're seeing those two people as different races, then you got to see Germans, French, and English, and all those as different races.
I do. That's why I said on that form, right? When they say white Caucasian, they didn't tell me German white, Polish white, French white, Spanish white. They don't tell me any of that. It
Why are
just
you
says
trying to
white.
Why are you trying to figure out white anyways? You're not
Because
white.
on that
Did
form
you
I
figure out the
signed, right?
Caucasian?
And that
Did you
form I
figure out
signed, when they
Caucasian?
say Asian, they put specifically Vietnamese, Pacific
Oh, did they?
Islanders. Yeah, so I was like, what the hell?
Wow.
But they
You
didn't
know
put
what? You
they
know what?
didn't put
Now,
all the Asians though. Like, hey,
now,
they didn't
okay.
put Iran in there. They didn't put India. They didn't put Egyptian. They didn't put
No,
Middle
all of a
Eastern. You
sudden,
know?
I'm hurt now.
Oh, are you hurt because of the white thing?
Yeah, because I only get one blank to fill out. Man, I get to check all the boxes.
Yeah, you had to check all the boxes. Like, what kind of white are you?
They're like all of them. And then if I can show them my DNA deal, I bet you could check off a couple
Hey,
of other
so
boxes too.
let me go back to your point when they say like, hey, can a Chinese person play a Vietnamese person or a Vietnamese person play a Chinese person? We kind of touched on that when we talked about
Well, obviously you can't
no,
now.
the man from Uncle, right? Because I make fun of like, hey, so you have an American playing a Russian, right? But then you have a British person playing the American. So why can't the American play the American and then you have the British person play the Russian? I guess
I
it's
don't know.
because who was the biggest star at that time?
I think it's called acting. Oh my god, it's called acting.
I guess. Well, would you want me to play Batman? If I'm an actor, like, can I play Bruce Wayne? Or
Would
do
I
I
want you
have
to play Batman? Well, no, because I'd be jealous.
because I play Batman, or you just because?
Because I want to play Batman.
Oh no. Just get back on point. If I play Batman, would that be right?
Okay.
Can I be Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, I guess you could.
Are you just saying that because I'm asking the question?
Well, it would be. I don't. Well, it's
Did we?
kind of complicated. Well, because the way you're asking me, it's like. Let
Well,
me ask you.
so
You should put it this way: could a famous Chinese actor play Batman?
I don't know. Like, is that
That's what you're asking me.
I
You
believe
can't say,
you
"Can you play Batman?"
but the studios won't let you.
Most likely. Well, actually, the studio probably wouldn't care that much because, come on,
So
we've let black actors play white actors in movies. No big
so
deal.
the main question should be: can another actor that's not white play Batman? That's just the main question, right?
That's the thing, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could they? I mean, I let English people play it, so
You
might
know
as
what?
well.
You know that rule, right? It depends on how much you love the actor, because Nick Fury is not black, but Samuel L.
Well, we
Jackson
know.
plays that, right? But
we think he is now. I mean, come on. The last actor who played was David Hasselhoff. I love David Hasselhoff, but he ain't
Nick
he ain't
Fury.
Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, he ain't Nick Fury.
So I think this question really depends on the popularity of
I
the
really
actor.
I really think it matters what the actor can bring.
You know
Nick
who
Fury.
could play
I
Batman?
mean, Samuel L. Jackson could bring it as Nick Fury, so he got it.
I guess Denzel Washington could play Batman. Could play Bruce Wayne.
I bet anybody could play Batman because I mean they let anybody play Batman already. So,
Yeah, a lot of British
but
people.
but if we go back to the question,
Americans.
did you play Batman? No, because like I said, I'm playing Batman. You're gonna be Robin.
No, I think even if I was like
All
a
right, to
good,
go
good
be the
actor,
joke,
right?
okay?
I got the joke. But even though I'm thinking like if I'm a great actor, right? They wouldn't let me play Batman. There's no way. I have to be white. In my opinion, on this, right? It's still same as like Shang-Chi.
I don't know. Like I seen crazier crap happen. So
I mean, like
I mean, come on. Mandarin,
the
the
Mandalorian.
Mandarin. No, the
No, the
Mandarin
Mandarin. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
in
Mandarin.
Iron Man 3. He's supposed to be Chinese, or from
Of
China.
Asian descent. Yeah.
They got some English guy playing him.
Yeah, but then you think he's not really the Mandarin. He's just using the name.
Yeah,
Really?
but still, we're all sitting here going, "What?
So
You're
they
the
got
Mandarin?"
us. So Shing Black thought like, oh, this would be a really good play, right? Like, no, none of us took it that way. None of
Nobody
us
did.
took it that way.
But you know why they didn't do it? Because they're like, "Well, we don't want to make China mad because we want
Actually, you
this
know
movie
what?
shown
It
in
wasn't
China."
even Guy Pearce. It was Ben Kingsley first. Remember when
Who's
we saw the
thinking?
trailer, we thought Ben Kingsley was playing the Mandarin. Then
Yeah.
people were like, "Why is Ben Kingsley playing? Is it because he played Gandhi? That he's Indian?" So they thought he
No,
was
I don't think
Asian.
anybody thought. I don't think anybody thought that either.
But that's what I meant. Not before we find out Guy
And no,
Pearce.
I don't know. I'm gonna put it. And I'm gonna put it this way. I mean, he was a good actor. I mean, he played. I was like, okay, I'm down with this. Until it
Hmm.
turned out he was Trevor, and I was like, I hate this movie.
It's kind of like the movie 21 with Kevin Spacey and all those white people, when the whole thing is all Chinese driven.
No, I never seen it. Never heard of it.
So you never heard of the movie, or you never heard of what
Never
happened?
heard of the movie.
Oh, so 21 is about like these MIT kids, right? They learn how to count cards,
I
so
think
they
I've been.
could cheat the
Maybe.
system.
I
But
wonder if
all
I did
those
hear that.
MIT students were Chinese.
Oh, okay. In real
So
life or in the movie?
in real life, the story
Okay.
is real life. But then in the movie, right, they're all white.
Okay.
So because they can't do a movie with all that, no one's gonna watch that stuff.
Yeah, I hate to tell you. I mean,
Oh, you don't have
you
to
got
tell me.
to.
I
I
understand the
mean,
reality.
you
Of
are
it.
selling. You are selling a movie to a bunch of white folks.
Yeah, majority white folks.
Yeah. I mean, eventually, not everybody's gonna be white, but I mean, it's like when we try to make a movie in China. Sorry, people like me can't get a job in the movie because we got to sell it to a bunch of Chinese folks.
That's true. Yeah.
They don't want to see a bunch of white people. They're like, what?
Well, there's a whole bunch of white people in Bruce Lee movies. I mean, they're all bad, but
Well, isn't a lot of the Bruce Lee? Yeah, but isn't a lot of Bruce Lee movies made in America?
No. There's
Okay,
only one movie that's made in America. The Enter the Dragon. That's Warner Brothers
okay,
produced. Everything
okay.
else is Hong Kong.
All right. Well, then we're the bad guys in all the movies.
You and Japanese people.
Okay.
I
Well,
say you, like not you specifically.
yeah. Well, thank God. It's like I can't go over there to Hong
It's
Kong
just
now.
white people and Japanese people.
Kick his ass.
Hey man, you know what? To this day, I keep mentioning Shang-Chi because that's the only example I can go off on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And they changed it up quite a bit too.
I mean, at least there's a Chinese guy. Or no, I'm sorry, I can't say Chinese. There's an Asian guy on SNL now.
Okay.
As a regular cast member.
Which group is he from? Because I mean, I already know that y'all can't. I mean, if he's Thai, you can't hang with this dude. Cambodian, oh hell.
You know what? I have no idea
He
what
better
he
be
is.
Chinese. He better be Chinese.
I just know Asian dude in SNL. I have no idea what nationality he is.
But you
Oh,
know he's-
Bowen Yang, he's Chinese.
what's he turning out?
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
my mom's-
Australian-born American. So yeah.
All right. Well, you're just gonna have to say, hey, this guy's just American, straight up, Aussie American.
Aussie American.
So basically, he's like
He's either rich or poor.
he's kind of like Nicole Kidman, but she's American.
Yeah, sure. Sometimes I forget Nicole Kidman is from Australia.
Well, she was born in Hawaii, so
Oh, she is.
yeah, she's
Oh,
American.
she was raised in Australia.
Yeah.
I don't know her backstory.
She's like, oh, what's his name? Lethal Weapon.
Oh, Mel Gibson.
Yeah, Mel Gibson. I think he's Australian, but he's American.
Who else is Australian? Cole
Well, there's a
Urban's
lot of people.
British, right?
I think he's British. No,
Well,
I think he might be Australian.
No.
We don't know.
Hugh
What does it matter?
Jackman,
He's
right?
awesome. Hugh Jackman is Australian.
Yeah, they're all
He
awesome.
was even the movie called Australia.
Say-
But I got
they can
one
play
for you. I got
Batman.
one for you. Remember the Initial D, the live action movie?
Yeah.
What's up with that? All Chinese people.
Oh, because no one's want to watch Japanese stuff. I could answer you.
I did. I'm sitting there. I'm like, yeah, all right. Initial D, Japanese,
Well,
baby.
you
And
and all
then
the
all of a
other-
sudden, a bunch of Chinese folks.
You know,
show up. I'm like,
you and
what's
all the
up?
other white people who watch anime.
No, hey.
You
it
know,
was Japanese.
it's so funny.
Japanese cars. It's Japanese. It's in Japan.
You know what's really
and what did I
funny?
say? Nothing but
No, no, no.
Chinese folks.
You know what's
showed
really
up. I was
funny?
like, what?
I agree with you too. Like I agree with like why is not Japanese people doing Initial D? Because it's based in
Yeah,
Japan, right? So my theory is that like it's probably not as popular in Japan as we think it is. I mean, it's still got a
maybe
fan
so.
base, right?
Maybe so.
But maybe Japanese people they don't care for watching like a live action thing.
No, or they're probably upset, man. They were probably rioting in the streets.
Shoot, you know what's another thing that you brought the example up, right? Jackie Chan was in this movie called City Hunter. That's based on a Japanese comic book, and it's
Yeah.
made in real life action by, I guess, Hong Kong people.
You know, it does make me this makes me want to say this though, because I know remember the Last Samurai.
Oh,
One of our friends was making fun of the Last Samurai. He goes, "Man, they had a white dude. What do we need this white dude?" I was like, it could have been worse. It could have been all Chinese people.
in the Last Samurai.
All Chinese people and a white dude.
Finally, something that's not ours, something that's Japanese that we taken over. We're trying to do it little by little. We're trying to
What's this we? I thought you were one of us.
You know?
What's this we?
Yeah.
What's this we business?
I mean, we as in me, my people, you know.
Oh, well, me is in a me. We people like is it Chinese people or is it American people?
I guess Chinese people, you know.
Okay, now you.
I didn't even think about that until like thought about like, oh, we did take over Initial D. We take over that. I don't know what else we can take over like that Japanese people have that we can. Oh, you know what we did? Dragon Ball Z. There's an American produced movie called Dragon Ball, right? That is actually backed by a Chinese company and actually, very Hong Kong people produce. But then they make the main character. So Dragon Ball, like a lot of people think it's all Asians. Like these are aliens from another planet. Like why are they Chinese or Asian suddenly? People have a problem with
I do. I would have a problem if aliens landed and they all look like Chinese folks.
No. From the comic book, because it's because it's Japanese produced.
Somebody called me.
They would think this alien race because they look like humans, right? They're all Asians. I'm like, why? It's kind of like saying Superman has to be white, but then Superman is white. It's you know what I mean? Like there's not like a Chinese guy.
Yeah.
Like, it's like me playing Superman again. I'm just gonna keep using myself as the example.
I know, but I can't get behind that because I know you.
Okay, let's use just Chow Fat playing Superman.
No.
Why?
Because I wouldn't want to see that.
Why?
Because I don't want to see that. Why would I want to see that?
Because he's Chinese playing Superman.
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm talking about. That's why like no Chinese actor can play a white American hero.
I mean, I guess it could, but I mean, there might be somebody else that go, "Oh yeah, I want to see that," but I'm like, I don't even want to see Chow Yun-fat play nobody.
It's kind of funny that I mentioned this, right? But when they were casting Captain America, I told you and Cody that if they don't cast an American, I'm leaving this country.
I do remember that.
Yeah, I did say that. I was very serious. Okay. Not even Christian. I have no idea. Just not in America.
I guess it's okay. I mean, come on, Batman's as American as Captain America, and he's played by all kinds of foreign actors. So Spider-Man's played by a British guy.
But then Captain America, right?
I should be the one rioting, like fake Americans.
Yeah, but then I guess in the fictional city in America, I
you know what would make me happy though? You know how they could fix all this and make me happy?
What?
James Bond gets played by an American.
Oh.
I mean, I know it'll suck, but it'll make me happy on the inside.
You know what? It should make you happy already? Robert Downey Jr. playing Sherlock Holmes. Didn't we take something that's British, that's American?
That did make me very happy now.
First time when I heard of that movie, right, and Jude Law plays Watson, I'm thinking like, is Jude Law pissed about this? Because
I bet he wasn't. I bet they gave him enough money.
Americans playing Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, but you know what Jude Law was thinking? He's like, how many Americans have I played? Oh yeah, quite a few. So I guess I'm okay with this.
Okay. So you guys are very interchangeable to me.
Apparently so. I didn't think you were.
Yeah.
You don't think because you always got this English person that comes over and makes a movie, and he's always like the Southern person, but he's got the weirdest Southern accent I've ever heard.
Yeah, but then it's kind of like you're talking about like the Andrew Lincoln, right? That plays the Walking Dead. A lot of people didn't even know he was from England.
Who?
Well, this guy named Andrew Lincoln, right? He's a British actor. He plays a guy from Georgia, but his accent was so good, people didn't even know he was a British actor.
Oh.
They just thought he was like, like a known person.
Cool.
Kind of like Kevin Bacon, Exactly.
Yeah, I know who Kevin Bacon is.
No, I'm saying like if you didn't know Kevin Bacon, like back in what was his first movie? Footloose, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they were just looking for an actor that can just do the part, but with an American accent, and then he speaks to you other than American accent. You'll be surprised. But then it's just anybody just trying to get the job. Kind of like yeah.
Oh well.
All right, I want to get back to the movie a little bit. I want to talk about the monsters from Big Trouble in Little China, because up to this point, right? You see the gods and everybody's human. Then you see this ape-looking thing. What is
Yeah,
that?
what was that? What was
Like,
that?
where did they carry this? Like, and then is he trained or does he listen? They never
I don't
showed
know.
you that. Like, who
Let
commands
me tell you
this
this.
guy? What?
Who cares? You know why? Because it was from Chinatown. That was a Chinese character. You should tell me who it is.
Oh, that's it. But then they explained the floating eyeball thing.
Yeah,
that was
the
a
spy.
monster. Yeah, the spy. Like,
Yeah, I don't know who. But there was a whole bunch of monsters though. Apparently, it was just some monster that come from the ground that he got.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because remember that? Because even Egg was like, "Hey, these caves opened up. This is the what do you call it? The darkness. This the dark soul of the earth, or whatever. What do you call that water?"
Yeah.
And the other guy's like, "Is that oil?" Or like, no.
No.
So all these monsters come out, and they thought, "Oh, it's like okay." And it's apparently one of the monsters.
Sure.
And of course, the monster gets kicked in the nuts, and then that was the end of that.
And then hitting Jack's truck. That's really it.
Yeah,
That was very mysterious. I like that. Like, they didn't even open it up for anything. It's like, okay, he's just driving away with this thing.
Yep. So who knows what the next adventure is at? So
hey, you know what? I don't even know if they can make an updated version of Big Trouble in Little China.
yeah, I wouldn't touch it. I'd let it go.
Yeah,
it's
there you go. It's very good.
Well, why would you want to make a remake?
Would it be a remake or a reboot?
Well, let's say if somebody did a reboot. Would you really want to see a reboot? I mean, they could get a lot of famous Chinese actors now and stuff, but the problem is they may be so, with the way the world is, it won't be as funny, I don't think.
No.
I think it'll be too serious. They probably even write the white characters completely out. Well, they probably won't. Well, somebody will go, well, somebody will be like, well, I don't want to be offensive to anybody. So, I mean, I'm like, well, that's the fun. That's what makes it funny.
So, did you watch Harold and Kumar?
Yeah.
So, me and Cody, did we watch it together?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did, right? I remember because I was like, it's one of the only times that like two Asian leads the movie, even though some of us don't think Carpenter is Asian, but I think he's East Indian.
I think I don't know if he's from India, but yeah, it's Indian culture, yeah.
A lot of Chinese people don't think Indian people are Asian, but they're like, they're in the same continent. You know what Asia is, right?
Russia people are from Asia.
Yeah, Russians are Asian too, yeah.
Mongolians are Asia.
Oh yeah, I accept that.
Everybody's from Asia. If you're not from Asia, you only got like a few continents you can come from. It's just continental thing.
So I was watching the World Cup, okay? And then USA was playing Iran. And one of the commentators are saying like, oh, Iran is one of the best Asian ranked teams out there. And I'm thinking like, I wonder if people are confused by that phrase. When they call Iranians the best Asian team, I'm like, I thought they would say Japan, but like, no, I guess they are right. Iranians are Japan too. Like, Asia is a big continent.
Asia is the biggest continent.
So what I'm trying to say is like, don't confuse Asian
Antarctica.
people with Orients. I get, Oriental.
Oriental people.
Yeah.
Which nobody ever uses that. That's like an old folks term.
Yeah, it's old folks term, but then that's true, right? Like,
but the Orient contains a lot of people too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it goes
never
to
really researched
the European areas too.
So I have no idea.
So yeah, you find some European-looking people in the Asian camp.
Hey,
anyways, I always thought people break off the Middle East separately. So
yeah, I thought so too. But
it's not a continent. But it's not a continent.
The last thing I want to talk about in Big Trouble in Little China is when Wang played Jack. Like, he said he triple or nothing. He's like, no, double or nothing. And I had to find out exactly how much triple was, right? It was $3,444. All right. But with that money, he was asking Gracie, like, hey, you just want to leave with me? I'm a rich man now. I'm thinking, like, $3,400 is considered rich back in the 80s?
No, but by the way, the Jack standards, yes, he would be rich to him. He lives out of his truck.
Yeah, he lives out of his truck.
Just lives out of a truck, dude.
That's very true.
Yeah, any money he got, he thought he was rich when he got $1,000.
Oh yeah, when he got that, yeah, even a double on that thing, yes.
I mean, he's like, oh, I already got money. I mean, come on, dude. But again, I also got to remember things were cheaper in 1986.
Yeah, even in San Francisco.
Yes, things have gotten so high.
Oh, like
But I mean,
3,400
still
now.
though.
Shoot, I don't think they could even pay for a mortgage payment in that time now.
But yeah, but now, yeah, they back then. But the way he lives, any money was good, big money to him.
Yeah.
Because I mean, all he do is stay up all night drinking and gamble, anyways. And then when he drives around, he just gets on the radio, and just talks to everybody.
You know,
Hey, everybody, I tell you the story. I'm gonna tell you about this. I'm gonna tell you how you live your life.
oh yeah, when he's talking to the CB radio, I'm assuming it's a
Yeah,
CB radio,
it was
but
CB
yeah,
radio.
I forgot to the beginning of the movie that he was gambling with a whole bunch of Chinese people.
Yeah, well,
Chinese people like to
he was
love to gamble.
well, he was there he's sitting around waiting for his truck to get loaded up or empty
Yeah,
his truck because he drives off without a trailer on his truck. So,
yeah, he drive a lot. Yeah.
which is weird because that's all big money loss right there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if your truck's moving and you ain't got something on it, and you ain't making money, and
Yeah,
you're
because
not
he
gonna
was
be
willing
paid
to
for
take him
that.
to the airport with that big old rig.
But I guess that's his car to him. I mean, he don't
Yeah,
care.
that's his culture. Him, he's just his daily, just whatever he can get.
Because I remember when I saw that, I was thinking, man, you got to pick up that girl. You're going to make an impression on some girl that's really hot with green eyes. And you're going to be like, we're getting this big rig with my friend. It'll be like, no, I'm calling a taxi. I'm not getting into that murder truck with you.
I thought I know it's like the serial killer van, back in the 80s.
Well,
Well, not
that's the
90s.
van, but we got to remember that's the van. But if anybody saw, what was it? What was that movie with Rusty Nail?
Ooh,
Joyride. Remember
Joyride,
Joyride?
yes. I'd never
Yeah.
seen Joyride. You told me. I still haven't seen it.
Oh, you got to see that. It's fun. It's awesome.
Yeah, with Paul Walker and Z
Yeah,
Vaughn,
Paul
right? Yeah.
Walker. Yep. And Lily Sobieski.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's a good
I'll watch
movie,
it.
actually.
I'll
Because
watch it.
They got somebody called Rusty now, and I can't remember if they call themselves Candy King something. That's awesome.
Joyride.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have to check that out.
How about The Duel? You ever seen The Duel?
No.
With Steven Spielberg. About this guy, and he keeps driving down the highway, and there's this trucker chasing him, trying to kill him.
Oh, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. No, I have not seen
Yeah,
this.
The Duel. Oh, you got to see The Duel, too.
Is that in the 80s?
If it was 80s, it was like early 80s. I think it was late 70s is what I think it was.
Oh, late 70s, The Duel. Oh, 1971.
Yeah. Oh, that's even older than I thought it was.
No. I looked up the long
Couldn't be
movie.
71.
That's too much movie. The Duel, Steven Spielberg, right? There's so much variation. 1971. There's a lot of movie called The Duel.
Yeah.
But not. Is that Steven Spielberg directed?
Yeah, it's Steven Spielberg. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong.
I do remember this movie called the semi trucks. Is it? Oh, not The Duel. It's just called Duel.
Oh, it's called Duel.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I thought everybody that's ever talks about it always calls it
The Duel, right?
The Duel.
It's still 1971.
Okay.
Yeah, 1971. But yeah, directed by Steven Spielberg.
Man, I didn't know that was that old, dude. That's
Action
old.
thriller. It's a television movie.
Was it a television?
Well, that's what it's saying.
Yeah, it was. I guess it was. It was
It's
kind of corny, but
oh, it's Optimus Prime. It's a Peterbilt truck.
yeah, that's it. Dennis Weaver.
Yep, Dennis Weaver is David Mann. Huh. I heard about this movie when I was in film school.
Yeah, it's one to see because it makes you wonder about driving around the highway out in the middle of nowhere. Because basically it's like Joyride, which of course the main character of this movie is driving a truck. So for all we know, he got disgruntled and
okay,
he lives and he becomes Rusty Nail.
All right, you know what? I'm about to wrap it up for this episode for the Big Trouble in Little China. Hope everybody liked our another 80s movie of the week, I guess. And we know we're gonna do more because there's a lot of hidden gems during the 80s. I won't say hidden gems, but even there's a lot of hidden gems. Period.
I don't know. There's so many hidden gems now in this time period.
In 86?
No, man.
Oh, you mean right now, 2000?
Yeah,
okay.
2022.
You are probably right. Yeah, I mean, there's no
there's
possible way we've seen all the movies out there.
Well, I mean, there's still a lot of stuff.
It's just, you know what we saw? We saw the ones that is always marketed, that they spend money on the marketing, like Avatar.
Yeah.
It's like when you said you never heard of this movie, right? Because they never advertise it.
Well, I mean, I guess I've heard of it, but yeah, I don't remember ever hearing about in that time period. But
Yeah.
I mean, I was too busy playing with G.I. Joes. So why did I care about
Was
Turtles?
Big Trouble in Little China Fox?
Yes.
It was, right? So
Yeah,
Aliens
20th
was
Century
also
Fox.
Fox.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I didn't see Aliens either.
So this is now owned by Disney.
I guess it is.
Yeah, now it's owned by Disney.
All right.
I should have been able to watch this on Disney Plus, but I didn't.
Well,
all right.
You can't. So.
And with that, we out of here.
Yeah. I do want to look to see if it's on Disney Plus now.
Oh, you go and do that while we get out of this show. Thank you for tuning in for this episode of Tensai Reviews. If you like what you heard, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next one.